Good day, everyone. Welcome to Virtual Concert Halls. We're live classical music channel. I'm Anna Uspinska, and I'll be your co-host today.
Hello and welcome. My name is Chris, and we are connecting musicians and audience in real-time performances, live music from all around the world. Tonight, you're watching the finals of the Sound Espressivo Global Competition.
Today we're presenting the finals of the Sound Espressivo competition, and we are on the last sixth session of this competition.
Finally, we're in the last session. We're almost
Yes.
done.
It was a long marathon, and we're coming to the finish line.
It's been an epic time, and I love hearing everybody perform. Thank you to all our finalists for performing so far. This competition was born out of the pandemic as a way for performing artists to continue to perform live music for everyone. Instead of receiving just recordings and playing recordings, we want people to be able to play live from the comfort of their living rooms or performance halls or wherever they can get their hands on in order to deliver live music to an audience.
The competition was created by a large community of professional musicians with the purpose to expand the horizons and to create this space of connection beyond barriers, even during those difficult times.
Yes, and for the last 2 days, we've heard 41, almost 41 musicians and finalists perform, and boy, it's been incredible. We've had amazing French horn player. We've had people improvising. We have jazz musicians. We've had accordion players, violinists, pianists of all levels, singers. We have had musicians from Hong Kong, Japan, United States, Russia. Where else have we gone?
Hungary, Austria, UK, and Canada, and these are just a few countries. They were from all over the world. That's the whole point of the competition, to connect everyone in real time, in performances, in sharing the music, in sharing our love for it, and being able to connect with the audience. And this brings me to the next very important part of it. We are all about connecting, and we want to connect with the audience as much as possible. So please answer our call. Please leave your comments in the chat on all of our channels, and in addition to many awards and prizes and titles which this competition is offering to the finalists, we would like to invite all the audience members to please vote for your favorite contestant. We are receiving a lot of votes now. Check the list of the finalists. They're all dazzling, amazing musicians, but the person who will receive most votes will receive also James Adler Audience Favorite Award.
And you might be wondering, well, so what is the mission of Sound?
The mission of Sound Espressivo.
There it is.
Here it is. Empower, enrich, expand, engage. We are here to empower musicians with new tools, enrich everyone with new thinking, expand horizons of what's possible, what can work, and can be a source of joy, connection, and success for modern performing artists in the modern environment of this technology, which is available to us now.
Yes, and why offer this kind of service? And we've thought about how this competition is beneficial for our contestants. And one of the primary ways is that you can actually perform live. You feel like obviously you're performing for a camera and there's a microphone, but in essence you're performing live. So we do encourage all of you who are tuning in now to leave a comment below, to give likes, so that these contestants can feel like it's a live music experience. And another thing that makes our competition very special is that there's immediate feedback from our judges. This is an incredible newer thing where we can use this online platform to give performers a sense that, hey, our judges are listening and they're able to give some feedback and some closure after you've just performed your heart out.
Exactly. And without any further ado, I would like to start introducing our judges. Welcome on stage, Frantisek Brikcius, who is a Czech cellist, and welcome Frantisek back. And I know you're in London now, so it's really late in the year. Thank you so much for staying up so late and sharing your expertise and your generous advice with our contestants today with us.
Hello, Anna. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're prize winner of many competitions, so you know the competition from the other side of it very well, and you have been a judge of numerous competitions as well. And you also manage several festivals for young musicians, and you're a great supporter of the young generation.
Thank you.
Well, welcome, Frantisek. Our next judge that I want to introduce is Annie Center. Annie has been on our platform before in a podcast, and you may see a piano behind her, but she's actually a violist. I mean, she plays both piano and viola, which is a really incredible thing. And she's an educator, a visual artist who is also very much involved in charity. She performs all over the world as a soloist, chamber, and orchestral musician, and she is involved in many festivals all around the U.S., especially Marlboro, Ravinia, Olympic, Utah, Prague, and the Red Rocks. So welcome, Annie. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Annie, for joining our panel. Next, I would like to invite on stage and introduce pianist Angela Chan, coming to us from Canada. Welcome, Angela. Great pleasure and honor to have you back. Joining us again, you're recognized as a great grand student of no other but Alfred Cortot. You are an accomplished concert pianist and educator. You perform extensively worldwide, and you are even featured on channels like Discovery Channel and Global TV, CBC, Australian Television Network. You've been everywhere, and it followed by many radio stations. You're also an entrepreneur. You run your own school. You're a founding member and artistic director of many festivals and competitions, and really profound educator. You published the book, which I have in my collection.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure to be here, and I'm really honored to participate. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela, for being with us. I also want to bring onto stage Philippe Chao. Philippe Chao is a tenured member of the Kennedy Center Opera House Orchestra. We're so happy to have you here, and you recently was appointed the assistant professor of viola at the Texas Tech University School of Music. Congratulations. Thank you for taking the time out to be with us and to give our contestants your valuable insights.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here.
Thank you, Philippe, for joining us. It's a great pleasure. Next, I would like to bring on stage Agnes. She's a violinist, native of Hong Kong, and she's a member of the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra, Juilliard graduate, and she made her solo debut with the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra in 2021. And you've performed with so many wonderful groups on festivals like Verbier, Tanglewood, Music Academy of the West, and you've performed on the most prestigious stages. It's such a wonderful pleasure to have you with us. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Agnes. Our last but not least, our final judge, Mike Vaccaro, will be joining us also onto the stage. He's a freelance musician in Greater Los Angeles. He plays a multitude of woodwind instruments from clarinet, flute, saxophone, oboe, and he plays an incredible amount of different genres as well, from television, jingles, live theater, classical jazz, and pop concerts. It's so wonderful to have you with us, Mike. You give such invaluable insights for all our contestants, so thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, incredible panel of judges. I hope this doesn't look too intimidating to our contestants.
We're all watching.
We're all watching, but I want to assure everyone, the people who are watching and the contestants, that it's been just incredibly warm and helpful and encouraging experience for me to watch these very accomplished musicians sharing the very best they can share to help the younger generation of musicians grow and be actually successful. It takes encouragement, and it takes also constructive criticism, and that's what our panel is providing, because we can't grow if we're only being pampered all around. We need to know what it is we can work on so that our next performance surpasses the previous one. And that's the whole point.
all this feedback that you give judges are a way they're tailored for the contestant, and they're immediate, which means that you didn't forget about them. You're telling them right away, which gives a much more immediate effect for these people who've just played. So thank you so much, judges.
Yeah, and the music is live, it's immediate, and the audience has genuine response to our music, and it is uncensored. So that's why it's so valuable for us to hear the uncensored, immediate response from our colleagues. Thank you so much. I think we're ready to invite our first contestant to the stage, and I'm really happy to present to you a guitarist who was nominated in the artistic category of Virtuosity. And let's take a quick look at what we're looking for in the artistic nomination Virtuosity. Star-like presence, dramatic expression, challenging choices, remarkable accuracy, and yes, faster tempos. And there are more in-depth descriptions. Please, I would like to encourage everyone to visit espressivocompetition.com website for more in-depth descriptions of artistic categories. This is an unusual approach to competing. And we're really happy to present guitarist Grace Small. Take the stage, it's all yours.
Hi, Gary. Thank you so much for your performance. I like it very much. I especially enjoyed the way how you built each composition, each piece, and sound of your guitar. So, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, great. It's really nice to hear you play. Really love your tone. It's really, really, almost want to use a word, soothing. It was really, really beautiful to listen to. Yeah, I really liked in the first piece, the Arabian Capriccio. I thought your pacing was wonderful, and your voices between the accompaniment and the top lines are always very, very clear. So that was wonderful. I would just make one little suggestion. I hear a lot that you're putting into musically. It's very subtle. And I think if you can expand on what you are already doing, then it will project to your audience a lot more. Then we can take in a lot more what you're already playing, how you're already playing your pieces. So overall, wonderful playing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Gray. I like your playing very much at such a tender age of 16. Now, I like a few things, particularly in your repertoire choice. Also, in your performance, you display a level of agility and dexterity, very well balanced with musical sensitivity. And also, I like your freedom of expression. I would suggest that you could maintain that throughout because you have very beautiful melodic lines. The tone is very sweet, and I particularly like your ornaments. However, I think what you could do to do even greater justice to your playing is after the ornaments, continue to follow through with the same level of your momentum. Sometimes I feel that the tempo gradually kind of tapers off and you lost your momentum. So do not be kind of slowed down by the ornamentation. I really like your ornaments. Also, think of the key changes when you're changing from major to minor mode. Give it a more bold and well-defined section so that you're very clear about where you're heading to. You really demonstrate very sensitive playing. And for the prelude, I like your engaging character. And what you could do is to explore a wider range of dynamics. Right now, the dynamics seem slightly compressed, which by contrast, in your Fantasia, you did amazingly well in your dynamics. So it shows to me that you're fully capable of doing that, just that you were a little bit more reserved in your prelude. Now, you have certain technical virtuosic passages that are wonderful. I think you could musically enjoy more and let it out so that you think less about the technique for the Fantasia, so that you can come to a very conclusive ending. So this is my little feedback for you, and I know that you have great potential, and I look forward to hearing more from you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great, congratulations. That was beautiful. You're a very, very refined, lovely player. I'll take a slightly different tack. What I noticed was, since we're all performers and we're all on stage, and our main job is to communicate, whether it's to convey an emotion or to tell a story. And I'll just, since we're going to probably be doing more performances online as we go through all these times, I would just suggest that you think about, even though you're sitting in a room perhaps by yourself, that you're still on a stage, and that you would remember that people are watching you for cues to what kind of a story you're telling us with your music. And for me, that begins with, how do you breathe before you play? What kind of a character do you want to portray right from the get-go? That sort of thing, or even when you're finished, when people are clapping, your way of saying thank you is to bow and acknowledge and show them that you are happy to be here. So I would suggest that just some ideas about stage deportment would be helpful, because your playing is so beautiful, and I think that would just be sort of just the little ribbon on top. Congratulations, wonderful playing.
Thank you. I apologize for not bowing, by the way. There's a lot of stuff in front of me, and if I did so, everything would fall over.
Fair enough.
It's okay. It's okay, Gray. You don't have to apologize for anything. We just appreciate you playing for us, and thank you so much again. That was a really lovely performance. I agree with my colleagues because you are so good already. I think you can enjoy yourself more on stage and just really sell it in front of us, you know. And I thought in the Tárrega, you could try to form longer lines, especially in the 16th notes. So even when you're very busy with your fingers, you could still try to always form shapes. And the second thing is because the theme returns so many times, I thought maybe you could think of a different idea for each time. So maybe a tone color change or more dynamic contrast each time it returns. And in the third piece, in the Fantasia, I thought you could differentiate more between the top melodic line versus the bottom and the arpeggio. So I thought the da 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 da. So those scales, they could be lighter, so they could be easier and more swift, and always just play with a lot of shape and direction. I really, really enjoyed your performance. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Hello, I too enjoyed your performance. I think I agree with the last two people that talked. A lot of it's, I don't want to say show business because we're not in show business, we're in the music business. But I think that if you just take your body and instead of looking to your left when you play, if you took your body around so that the people could see your face and yet still see the fingerboard, that way you're connecting with the audience because you're looking at them. So I think that would help a lot too. I also think that, I don't know how long you had to practice these three pieces, but sometimes you stare at your fingers. And I think that takes something away from the audience also. Now, regarding the first piece, which was the Arabian Capriccio, I'm not familiar with these pieces, so I went and listened to them before we started the show today. So it's interesting to me, how many performances of that first piece have you heard?
I've heard 2.
Okay. You should probably hear 20.
20.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really important to know, the essence of a piece. And the more people you can hear play it, the more ideas you get. Now, what I heard was, when you first started, you'd have the long chord, and then you would play a little obbligato above it, okay? I think the long chord could be longer, and the sound could be bigger, and then when you do the obbligato up high, that could be softer, like it's sitting in this pool of sound, okay? And I think that's all I have to say, but I think you play really good, and keep it up, because at your age, you got a long future.
Thank you.
Gray, congratulations on a fine performance. I'm not a judge, so I'm just here to congratulate you and say you're amazing. I love hearing the guitar. I think there's such a beautiful quality to it. And I think as a pianist, it's quite similar too. You still have, there's just so many beautiful things you're doing with chords and melody. It's beautiful. Thank you for performing for us, and I look forward to hearing more of you. And for everyone tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget that you have an opportunity to vote for your favorite finalist, and this is the finals and the last session of our finals. And if you vote for your favorite finalist and you want to, the link is just there, and we've also included it in our social media, in our live shows, so you can go down in the comments and click on the link to vote for them. This is a way for you to interact with contestants, show them your love, but also if you want to comment and send us more likes, this is a way for our contestants to see that you're watching and not just watching silently, silently but interacting as well. Without further ado, let's introduce our next contestant. His name is Yihui Gabriel Wu. He's 17. He's coming to us from Ontario, Canada, and he's a pianist. He is nominated for the Profound Artistic Award, and the Profound Artistic Award is not a one that's chosen very often, but this is a really unique one because it's asking of the musician to use silence, use tone color, use a hypnotizing presence and different tempi in order to portray something maybe transcendental or something out of this world for the judges to hear. So you're on stage now. All the best.
Gabriel, wow, what a performance. It was really, really beautiful. You have such a great sense for colors on the piano, and you played almost like a wonderful painter, and it's just so incredible to listen to. There's layers and layers of it. Lyrical playing, so smooth and beautiful. Your phrasing, everything is you just have a really great sense of what this music should be. And you're a very powerful pianist at the same time. And there's a lot of pianists have the temptation in Liszt to overbuild quite early on, and you've been very disciplined about just holding back and then gradually build. So when they explode, then it really comes through. And there are times, though, as you're building that momentum, I wish you would just go all the way through, because once in a while you're building, and then you kind of round it up towards the top. That was the only thing that was, say, a very small comment I have about your playing. And some of the repetitive themes, maybe explore bringing out different phrasing, just explore playing the repetitions a little bit differently, maybe stretching out different notes or change the pacing slightly. So there's a little more variety for the listeners. But overall, bravo, what an incredible pianist you are. Thank you for sharing your talent. Bravo.
Hi, Gabriel. I enjoyed your performance tremendously. And in your performance, it demonstrates a profound command of the instrument. Like you have a very nimble touch in the Waldesrauschen, like you gave those ethereal qualities in your melodic line. And also your left hand is tremendously even, which is very difficult to do. Now, I think one little suggestion is when you're playing the Ossia sections, try to lighten your touch even more so that it becomes really easy to kind of show off your facility. Because I feel that you play very much as a contestant, thinking maybe you're more of a student than a performer. I would like to see a little bit more showmanship, which you're totally capable of delivering based on your technical command that you have. Now, with the Liszt Ballade, now it's very interesting that you chose a full Liszt repertoire. Now, I like very much that colorful palette that you gave. It's very similar to the Waldesrauschen at the beginning. Now, as you build, because this piece has a very grand exaltation feeling at the end, I would like to hear a little bit more power and do unleash your inner musicians. It seems like sometimes you try to hold back, not being sure if you might be overbearing or overly powerful, but let it come through. I would like to hear those menacing chromatic passages towards the end coming through. I like the slow introduction of the volume, bringing it more. But when you have it on full ramp, try to give me more. I would like to be really swept away by the emotion. But I think by and large, you did very, very well. Just allow more of your musician to come through. We are judges. Even though we are judges, we are also part of your audience. So show me your performances, and we all enjoyed it very much. Thank you once again. Bravo.
Thank you very much.
Gabriel, that was tremendous. You are an extraordinary pianist, and you have a wonderful sensitivity on the keyboard. I found your playing really imaginative, really colorful. And the one thing that I would say that I wondered if there could be more of is a little bit more definition in the bass. Very often the registers are split, the lines are split very far. And I found myself wanting a little bit more contrast between the two lines. And especially like Dr. Chan was mentioning, like the menacing section in the Ballade, for instance, something maybe even a little bit more defined and a little bit more threatening sounding, a little darker sound. But that's just a small thing that I noticed. But mostly, I thought your performance was really extraordinary. So congratulations, and thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you very much.
Gabriel, that was just so wonderful. Thank you so much for playing for us today. I thought you have a really beautiful legato sound in general. You have very nice tempo rubato, and I thought your second theme in the ballad was really nicely floating, just like weightless and like a feather. It was really good. I agree with my colleagues. I thought sometimes I was waiting for you to bake into a big climax, and when I was just getting really really nervous for it, and then suddenly it just got lost somewhere when it's almost there. So I think you could really commit to those moments more, just as Dr. Chan said, just unleash yourself, and it would push your performance into another level. But you are already really really good right now. So just keep working hard, and congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Hi. I'll come anywhere to hear you play. I think you play wonderful. I love your touch. I just love your touch. And I noticed a couple of places I thought the piano might have been out of tune. I don't know if you tuned it recently, but it's a very small thing. I love the way both your hands work together. I love the way when you get loud, you control it. I know everybody thinks you should play louder, but perhaps you should. But I enjoyed it the way it was. And no matter how loud or soft you were playing, I always got a feeling that you knew where the melody was in relationship to the harmony. And even the way that you resolve notes, you would sometimes come and you get right near the end and you just slow down and just put the note right where it should be. And I know it's kind of nerve-wracking to do these not auditions, but presentations, and I didn't see any of that in your playing. I mean, it's just like you owned the whole world. And let's see what else here we got. Touch, both hands, fingers even. Nice height, long. Yeah, that's it. It's. I mean, I would really come anywhere to see you play because I think it's just the touch overwhelmed me. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Yihui. Thank you for your performance tonight. Very poetic Liszt. I liked it a lot. As well as your timing. Congratulations and thank you once more.
Thank you.
Bravo! What a wonderful, mesmerizing performance. For me, I'm not a judge, so I'm just your admirer, but I really, really enjoyed that Liszt world. It felt genuine, real, and rich. Thank you so much. We'll be saying goodbye to Gabriel, and we'll be calling on stage our very last performer of the Sound Espressivo competition finals. For everyone who is watching, who stayed with us through those days, these were 2 days of the Sound Espressivo competition finals, the final stage of the contest. Performers who are taking the stage over those 2 days competed for several months over 3 rounds of the competition, and you're hearing immediate feedback from the international panel of judges. For every one of the sessions we have numerous judges who are providing the immediate feedback and suggestions. The competition will be awarding many prizes, and among them I would like to encourage our audience to please participate in the audience favorite award. The way you participate is you log in to our website, and it's a very simple form. You just choose the name of the contestant who mesmerized you more, impressed you more, took you more on the journey, on the story of their music sharing. Pick that name, and that's your vote. Now I'm going to invite on stage the double bass player from China. He's in the future. His time is 14 hours ahead of us. He was nominated in the Innovative Artistic category. That's a rare category where we look for new yet cohesive, meaningful, resonant, but most importantly, innovative approach to music making, to the instrument playing, musicians choose what innovative means to them, and we as an audience are there for them to take us on the ride. So ZhaoJun Ma, double bass player in the artistic category, innovative stage is yours. Please take it.
Hello, hi, ZhaoJun. Thank you for playing for us. Actually, your performance is actually very ambitious and very innovative because you're playing a cello suite on the double bass, and the demands are much higher and more different. And I think this is a very brave endeavor. Now, first of all, I think because of the differences between the cello and the double bass, you would have to feel a lot more of the strings, and there's a lot more resistance. So be very careful of your intonation, and also allow your phrases to completely finish, because this is a contrapuntal piece of music, and you really need to allow us to hear the voices very well defined. So sometimes, because of the thick resonance, you do need to let a little bit more time between the phrases when you take a break, or you alternate between the voices. Otherwise, the thick resonance just jams it all together, and it makes it a big challenge to differentiate the voices. So maybe you can think about that. It's something that you can explore on the double bass. And for the Courante, I like your energy, and also try to maintain your musical line directions so that when you have that rich resonance, you follow through so that you give us a chance to finish the phrases. Otherwise, I think this is a very brave endeavor, and I wish you all the best in all your continuous, innovative musical explorations. Bravo. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
ZhaoJun, congratulations. That's really it's quite a challenge to play that on the double bass. You have a lot of acreage to cover. Just one small thing. I don't know the bass version, but if you think about a piece like this that is so well known, I would advise you to check the cello scores, because there seem to be a number of differing notes that you're playing, differing from the accepted, the standard versions of it. So I think when you're playing a standard repertoire piece like this, that you really ought to make sure that's going to happen. Okay. The only thing I'm going to mention is particularly in the Allemande is, well, Bach is really mostly about architecture in its essence. It's the structure of the piece, the way he writes it, makes it work in terms of the voicing. You know, he was an organist, right? And so you can imagine him sitting there at the organ with all the different ranks of keyboards and writing all these different voices, but now he's stuck with a single line instrument. I would examine, I suppose, both movements from that point of view to help that guide your phrasing in terms of where you want to actually lead the phrases, where they begin, how they interact. And for me, that would be a much more organized performance of that to my ear. Okay, so congratulations and really bravo. That's a tremendous challenge, and I thought you played really well.
Thank you.
ZhaoJun, thank you so much for playing for us today. It's always mesmerizing as a violinist to see you guys basses play on that huge instrument. I can never imagine playing on that, so big bravo. I thought in general you could have a better idea of where the harmony wants to go in both movements, and I think both can sound more like a dance. I would like to point out, don't feel rushed in the 16th notes. And, Bach has, it's all about harmony, and it's not just one line and one instrument. Try to imagine many different voices. So say, for example, in the Courante, bum, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da, bum, bum, bum. Sorry about my singing, but try to imagine the different voices, like soprano, alto, bass, and then feel the bass voice without necessarily accenting each time. And I think if you find the motif and you play the gesture each time, then the whole piece would be more organizing, and the harmonic line could be a lot clearer. Thank you so much again. I really, really appreciate your playing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, we're all very proud of you for taking that piece and playing it. I mean, that's not a bass piece of music, and you did a lovely job on it. Well, I'll tell you what I noticed. I noticed that when you kind of like messed up a little bit, it seemed like you were thinking ahead. You were worrying about what you were going to play before it got there. And I think Agnes made a really great point. You know, Bach didn't write much about tempo or, you know, phrasing or anything like that. You know, and if it's slower, I mean, you're playing a bass, that's okay. You know, who cares? So I think that's important. And again, I think you got to stay right in the moment that you are. If you're thinking about like this hard lick that's coming up in a bar, then the place that you're at is going to get detracted from. So I think that's the only thing you can improve on. Not the only thing, but the thing I think you should improve on is stay where you're at when you're there. And then moving with the piece, and always stay where you're at in the piece. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, ZhaoJun. Very nice ending of this session. Really beautiful. Sebastian Bach from the first solo cello suite. Maybe just like one thing in Courante, I maybe would try to put more accents on the first beat. So it's dum pim pum pum, not the last one, and yeah, well done. And I would love to hear you playing the whole suite. It will be very nice. And I don't know if you play the other dances on the Prelude, and it would be really lovely. But very nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hi, ZhaoJun. Thank you so much for playing this very challenging version for the bass. I agree with all my colleagues. In terms of Bach as a composer, he was an architect, and harmonies, to me, is all about harmonic journeys in his Bach, in the cello suites. In the Allemande, try and analyze the piece a little bit and figure out harmonically where the music is going, how it's flowing, and all the times that you were taking, stretching here and there, they have to have meaning. You have to know why you're stretching these notes and how they fit in that journey from harmony to harmony, and where the cadence is. How do you arrive there? How do you come out of it? So all these things would be something I think that would be helpful to think about. In the Courante, it's a fast dance, and personally, I think it's very bright. And I think if you think of it as think in one large beat, it's just as an exercise. You can think instead of thinking note by note, bum 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 bum. If you can think bum 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 bum, ba-da-dee-da-da-da-dum, bum bum, ba-da-dee, bum bum, then that way there's a little more swing to the music, and it's much more dance-like. With that said, you did a great job. It can't be easy for the bass, so bravo. Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you very much.
Bravo, thank you very much. And it's for me, there is another dimension to that. We're hearing a live performance of the double bass player who is on the other side of the world. He is in China and connected to us in real time. And I'm just so grateful that you were able to overcome whatever challenges it took to be able to prepare, to perform on the virtual stage, to connect with all the judges and all the audience. We have audience members, I'm sure, from many, many different countries. And thank you for making that effort and presenting the beautiful Bach music. You're our last performer of the entire Sound Espressivo finals, and thank you for being with us. We'll be saying goodbye to ZhaoJun Ma, and I want to have a little bit of time with the judges panel. You're our last judges panel, last session, and we wanted to give you an opportunity to just say a few words about your experience. And I don't know, Mike, would you like to start?
Well, this has been wonderful for me. I don't get to do this too often. I'm in the studio trying to play clarinet and piano and all the stuff I do, so it's been wonderful for me, and I'm just amazed. Every generation is better than the one before, and they proved it during this little session we've had the last couple of weeks. You know, I mean, especially the one I missed this morning that I listened to, and this one, really spectacular playing for young people, I think. And I'm very appreciative to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you
Agnes,
for always
would you
bringing such positive feedback for our contestants too. I remember there was a lot that you had to sift through during the semi-finals. So thank you, Mike, for being with us. Agnes, yes, you're next. Do you have any closing remarks for us?
Yeah, I just want to say I feel so honored and grateful to be here in the Sound Espressivo competition, and because this is a global competition, and just being able to hear musicians from so many parts of the world when I'm just having the luxury to sit home here is just really amazing, and I have enjoyed every single moment throughout this process, so thank you so much for having me again.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. And I was just thinking the other day, like, it's incredible that we get to hear such a wide range of repertoire and styles, and it's just amazing that, you know, this competition is available for all of us judges and hosts to hear a wide range of genres and instruments and everything. It's incredible.
Philippe, would you like to take next?
Absolutely. It's first of all, bravo to you for putting this together. This is really a tremendous service that you've done for people all over the world, really, to just a forum to bring everybody together. For me personally, to meet all of you around the panel and in the production, and then I'm sure for the contestants and our audience, to know that we've globalized this, and this is not a small task. So kudos to you, and really it is a thrill to be here. It's a privilege to work with all of you, and it's a thrill to listen to the finalists in this competition. That the level of playing, like Mike was saying, is extraordinarily high, and it's very inspiring. And clearly, music is in good hands in the next generation.
Thank you, Philippe. That is so encouraging. I'm so with you. There's just so much pessimism going around, and it always has been like that. But when you hear one after another, there's contestants coming on stage and performing at that high level with such a dedication, it is so inspiring, and so makes me feel so optimistic. The future of the music is alive, and it's really in good hands, and it's going to just be better than our generation. Yeah,
it just keeps getting better and better. It's really encouraging. Thank you, Philippe, for your comments. Annie, do you have anything to add to this conversation about? I mean, you've heard the semi-finals and the finals now. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, I want to first say congratulations to all the contestants. Mm-hmm. Everyone played at such a high level. I was really blown away by quite a few really incredibly gifted young artists. And artists, a slightly older group. So that's what's unique about this particular platform is there's this really wide range of age groups, any instruments, different genres, and as a judge, it had been really interesting to just listen to all different ways of making music and watching people from all over the world, and it really makes it feel like we're all so connected. Doesn't matter where we live. Through the internet, we're even more connected than ever. And Dr. Anna, thanks to you for your vision to bring this together. I had a great time listening to everybody, as well as meeting all my wonderful colleagues here. So I really, really appreciate being here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for your kind words. This is really everybody's effort, and the competition is only as strong as everybody's input and everybody joining hands. And I'm so grateful and honored that so many people are joining the effort and see the value in it, and we're all together pushing it forward. So thank you. Frantisek, would you like to step in and say a few words?
Yes, definitely. Congratulations to all the musicians. It was really fantastic. And thank you to you and to your colleagues and to all the panel jury, because you are all amazing, and then the comments were really good, and to all the to your team behind, who is just like kind of helping us with all the sound and settings and stuff like that. So thank you for that. It's amazing journey, and I hope to see you all in the next year again.
Oh, yes! Definitely hope we're not finished here. We're going to continue next year again.
Yeah. Our work is not done. We're still connecting more and more musicians every year. Thank you, Frantisek. I know it's definitely not early for you, so thank you for being so dedicated into helping us and to giving us your support.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And last but definitely not least, Dr. Angela Chan, do you have any final remarks after all this?
Yes, indeed. When I first heard about your competition, I was blown away by the concept. And I was so flabbergasted because of how you're bringing into all these technology, making everything happen, transcending all the geographical boundaries, making music real time, and bringing forth such outstanding quality of sound and wonderful musicians and outstanding judges, all in a forum, live. And I'm thinking generally, in many cases, musicians are a little bit, like for myself, I'm a little bit technologically limited. And when I see someone breaking these boundaries, I say, yippee, hooray, I really like it. And now that I'm involved and able to interact with wonderful judges, colleagues, and hear these performers from all over the world, I think not only do I benefit in the process of learning from fellow colleagues, but I see that there's one very significant advantage for the performers is that they get different angles and perspectives from judges real time, so that it's not like they have to wait for a while until everything, all the zest is gone. And I think it's such wonderful opportunities for everyone. And kudos to Anna, Chris, the whole team behind. I feel so honored and also elated by this experience. Thank you for doing all that for the world of musicians.
That was very moving.
Thank you. Very moving. Very touching.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure. I think to have people like you come on the show and really give significant and eloquent feedback, being so articulate and helping the next generation, that's what keeps us going. It's really, really important to us. So thank you, Dr. Chan.
Thank you all very much. And I know you still have a job to complete, which I do not envy you, because this is a hard one. Picking the winners of the two sessions which you heard. Oh my goodness. Not easy. So we'll be sending what we call the judges will be sent to the official name of it is Judges Lounge, but the backstage name of it is Dungeons. We'll be sending you all to the dungeons to deliberate and make the decisions. All the winners and the prize winners and laureates, and the competition has a whole set of different prizes, but all the winners will be announced on February 6th at the gala. So please tune in. We don't know yet what time, because we need to know what time zones the laureates are going to be in. Once the decisions are made, we will be able to set the time, because we need to be mindful of the time zones where they are. And we don't know who they are yet, and we don't know what their time zones will be.
But soon we will know.
Yeah, soon we will know. As soon
and that's
as
what
we
the
know,
judges
we
are
will
going
announce
to do now.
Exactly.
Well, of course, that this is the final little thing, and I want to also ask you, if you don't mind, what are your thoughts after hearing all these finalists, and do you have any kind of message for finalists and everyone who's performed so far, Dr. Anna, as co-founder of this? Sorry?
I'm blown away. I'm blown away by outpouring of the love for music from different ages of musicians. It's incredible. It's very uplifting to see this outlook into the future, that music is alive no matter what, because we as humans take music as a very important language and a very important vehicle for deep emotional connection with each other and communication. And no matter what, we had 6-year-olds who were able to communicate on a very deep and profound and touching level. And of course, we had a lot of professional musicians come on stage, and the variety and the search for this ability to really connect, really communicate through music is incredible. The drive, the energy level is stunning. It's very, very uplifting, and I think it's a great outlook for the future of the music. And one of the judges commented in one of the sessions that classical music, it doesn't have to be old. It's any music which has meaning, value, and sends a message, has a story, and a lot of modern contemporary music, which is maybe in a variety of styles, 20, 30, 50 years from now will be labeled classical. And I think that's a very important thought, because we heard such a variety of styles, but performed in such an eloquent, polished way that I think this was a feast.
It really was. And you know what I love, just as a side remark for you, not to butter you up too much or anything, but you're taking advantage of technological advancements to bring people together. And that's what music's supposed to do anyways. You know, this language that we all seem to be able to understand, you know, just notes and sound and frequencies. And you're using technology to connect us together so that we can listen to each other and hear the music from all around the world. I think this is something to admire, something to be inspired by and to live by, so that, you know, the next generation of musicians can continue to grow. So thank you for all your work, and thank you for the team. We have to also make sure we give thanks to the team behind the scenes, from all the tech directors, producers, script writers, and of course, you know,
designers, the sound engineers and videographers. And this is a large team of people behind the scenes, and I want to stress once again that everyone on that team are professional musicians: pianists, violinists, composers, cellists, conductors. You know, we are all musicians. This entire program is created by professional musicians, and I think there's a tremendous value in that, because as musicians we really know what we need and how we need the stage to function. And I'm proud of my tribe of
and
people.
Also there's a collaborative spirit, that because we're all musicians, we understand what it means to play cello music together. And you mentioned playing an octet together, and I think it's very true. We need to collaborate, we need to work together, and musicians understand that very much. And this is how
and a lot of this live broadcasting is, to me, it feels like playing in an ensemble, because there are people who are preparing musicians in the green rooms, and everything has to be timed, and we're taking cues from each other. This is all happening in real time.
And we have to improvise. Sometimes things go wrong, or seemingly goes wrong. We have to improvise, make it up, and try something different. So it's all there. All the musical training helps us to do this kind of stuff as well.
Absolutely. And this whole feel of I mean, like I said, I'm really proud of my tribe. Musicians are sometimes perceived as kind of conservative people who don't want to explore new things. And I'm seeing this dozens and dozens of my colleagues. Really, we have 49 judges on the panel. And we have a lot of more musicians who pitch in and help with forming this competition, with really articulating what it needs to be, how it needs to work to be the most valuable offering. And you know, the technology is part of it. We all need to get online and be present on this broadcast, and it's just tremendous to see musicians of all generations being open to go forward and use the technology as an additional tool for progress.
Yes, and I think this is a good time to remind everybody who is still watching and who may be watching later to vote for your favorite finalist. The voting lines will be open until February 5th. And it's very important because we collect a lot of the votes, and we can see that there's a lot. We have over 600 now, and this is a sign of support from the fans. And I think a fan base is a really important thing. And so it not only shows us, but the contestants, that they have fans. They're people who really enjoy their music and love them and want to support them. And this is really critical too, because we spend so much time in the practice room room and practicing away from our fans, and so that when we do perform, to have this fan base showing us their love is really huge. So please make sure you visit the site in our description and go vote for your favorite finalists.
And please share with your family and friends. This was really a feast of some of the most brilliant, dazzling performances of the most talented and dedicated musicians. It's really worth watching. Trust me. Share on social media, share it with your friends, and if anyone finds a performance of particular liking for them, please encourage them to vote for that musician. Every vote really counts, and every vote has a very important meaning, warms our hearts, and encourages us to keep going in the same direction, sharing the talent, developing the talent, sharing the music, sharing the message with you.
Definitely.
And I also want to thank the support groups of all the contestants. Yes. It takes a lot of people, teachers, parents, friends, communities, to support and to help a musician hone their talent, hone their skills to the level where they can really communicate, they can step on the stage, and they can deliver the beautiful music which they perform. And really great, many thanks go to the teachers and everyone who participates in the process. Thank you.
Definitely. And I know many contestants who are performing in their teacher studios, or they rented a studio and their parents have helped them financially. This is huge. It takes a lot of effort, time, money to put this all together. And thankfully, our competitions are also organized for us to have a donation, a place to donate, and we are actively looking for donations in order to support musicians who may not be able to get like a really good microphone or really good webcam, or they may need help. And so if your support really means a lot to these musicians as well. And so if you feel like you want to support these musicians and support us moving forward, please don't hesitate to donate. It is in our description below and on our website, soundespressivocompetition.com. You can submit your donation there. Thank you.
And we'll be very grateful, and we'll put your help to the best use to help, in turn, more musicians going into the future.
Wonderful.
Okay, I think we're coming to the close, Chris. It's been tremendous, and thank you for being a co-host of these programs. It was just so wonderful.
It's wonderful to be in Australia and to be able to connect with you. And I think this technology, the fact that, especially on this platform, where we talk over each other and actually have a conversation, it's really wonderful. I don't feel like I'm restricted at all by technology. And so this is the aim. Technology, that's what technology is supposed to do. And so we're doing this. We're doing it lovely. And what else? We have our gala coming up. And so make sure you tune into our gala, February 6th. The date, the time will be released soon. So tune in there. And until then, we'll see you. Enjoy, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Yes. Thank you very much for being with us, and see you again soon.
See you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye for now.
No matter where you are or who you are, music connects us all. We started with a dream, but now we are paving the future. Welcome to the Sound Espressivo Global Competition. Fully virtual, yet bringing musicians closer together than ever before, now on a global scale. True live, inclusivity, diversity, connection, community, an extraordinary array of judges. Get noticed by companies all over the world. Prizes, scholarships, performance opportunities. Apply to be a part of the most exciting congregation of artists like nothing you've ever seen before. We guarantee quality and leave no musician behind. We can't wait to hear you on the virtual stage.